What's up, everybody? You're watching JoeBox TV. I know it's been a while since I've done a video. I couldn't miss out on this one. Probably the biggest mega fight in recent years, you could say, since Mayweather-Pacquiao. A lot at stake here. Crawford trying to do something historical after having started his career out at lightweight. Now he's the junior middleweight champion of the world, moving up 2 weight classes to try and take Canelo's crown at super middleweight. Canelo trying to further cement his place among the Mexican all-time greats in boxing. A lot at stake here. And there's a couple ways I could see it playing out. The consensus that I've seen is that Canelo, despite being the less sophisticated technical fighter, is going to be too big, too strong for Crawford and wear him down late and possibly stop him. I can see that, but I predict that it will play out a bit different than that. I think that people are underestimating how physically strong Crawford is. He does have a wrestling background. He has shown in fights throughout his career that he is capable of roughing up opponents and using his physicality. Although he opts to circle and box, he has shown that he's capable of imposing his strength. So I think if Canelo expects to bully him and lean on him and just play the bigger man, play the bully, and use that to his advantage, I think he'll be surprised at the lack of effectiveness that has. Crawford ultimately is going to have to pick his spots very smart. But what I see playing out is potentially Crawford being able to use his jab and his elusiveness, his movement to befuddle Canelo. When you look historically at guys that Canelo struggled with, it's either been guys that have a really good jab or an elite level defense, or a combination of both. When you look at guys like Bivol or Mayweather or Lara or Triple G, who's more known for his power but has a terrific jab, they all gave Canelo a lot of problems. Those first 2 fights, I thought Triple G won. Canelo, I thought, definitely did win the third one, but he did fade late. And that's another thing that I've seen from Canelo in recent years, is that he does fade late. He's faded badly in some fights recently, late. I've also seen, particularly in his last fight, he's less effective at cutting off the ring than he used to be. He's always been kind of a plotter, but in that skull fight, I saw him throwing 1 punch at a time and getting caught with a lot of counters, falling into a lot of traps. I think Crawford is going to have a lot of opportunities to exploit these flaws in Canelo. I expect him to come out to an early lead, take the first few rounds, 3 or 4 rounds, I think. Canelo is notoriously a slow starter, so that's going to be Crawford's chance to jump out to a lead. I do expect Canelo to take the middle rounds and start to impose his size a little bit. I think the key for Canelo is going to be the body attack. He's going to have to throw in numbers, not just 1 punch at a time, and do it in a way to where he doesn't get caught with something huge. I don't think Crawford will be able to hurt Canelo, but I do think he'll be able to get his respect. I think that's key early, is to land something significant. And when Canelo does try to rough him up and lean on him, answer back in a way that will let him know that, hey, you can't just push me around. Don't use that as your go-to. Don't try to beat Canelo out of his own game and get physical, get into a grappling match with him. But do show him, hey, I can push back too. I'm strong too. I'm not just this small guy that you're going to be able to bully. That's going to be key. Like I said, I do think Canelo takes the middle rounds. That's typically where he tends to rally. But again, he also tends to fade late. I think with Crawford's elusiveness and his adaptability to change between boxing on the outside and fighting on the inside when he needs to. I think he has sort of that adaptability that perhaps Canelo is missing, where Canelo tends to fight, as great as he is, tends to fight in one gear. I think that jab, his ability to switch it, is going to pose all kinds of technical problems for Canelo. I think you're going to see Canelo mount some great body attacks in the middle rounds, but I think he'll be countered a lot as well. And I think you're going to see Crawford throw in numbers more. Crawford isn't the most busy fighter either, but he does tend to have a higher punch output than Canelo. So this is a close one, but I think Crawford is going to come out on top. Now, we need to be realistic here. Can he win a decision against Canelo? Canelo has a certain style, come forward style, that the judges tend to favor. And he has gotten a lot of, you could say, gifts from the judges. Like he got that draw in the first fight against Triple G where I thought he clearly lost. He got that one scorecard even against Mayweather. That was a draw when he had lost by a wide margin. He got the win against Lara. Some people thought he lost. I actually thought he lost the second Triple G fight. But then again, Crawford is a pretty big name as well. If it goes the distance, can he get a decision? I think it's going to be a matter of, can he win 8 rounds? I think if he wins 7, you're likely looking at a draw. Maybe even they might even give it to Canelo just on favoring aggression. We've seen judges favor just raw aggression, even when it's not necessarily effective aggression. But I think Crawford can do enough to win convincingly 8 rounds here. And I think he can escape with a majority decision. That's my prediction.